Roughly 6.7 million surveillance cameras blanket one city, Shenzhen. One camera for every 3 of its 17 million residents. Facial recognition identifies you in seconds. A social credit system decides whether you board a train. Yet most people here say they barely notice anymore. How humans survive inside the world's most watched city turns out to be a story the cameras themselves can't fully capture. Step onto the pavement of this southern Chinese metropolis, and the sheer density of observation becomes an active presence. Over 17 million people move through these streets, their daily routines tracked by an estimated 6.7 million surveillance cameras. This translates to roughly 1 lens for every 3 residents, a concentration of monitoring hardware unmatched in any other urban center. Here, surveillance functions as the ambient environment itself. The cameras cling to lampposts, hang from highway overpasses, and look down from high-rise facades. They form an invisible, constant net, capturing every commute, every transaction, and every brief encounter. To live in Shenzhen is to accept that you are never entirely alone, moving through a physical space where being seen is simply the price of entry. In 1980, the Chinese government designated this quiet coastal area, then a fishing settlement of just 30,000 people, as the nation's first special economic zone. Over the next 4 decades, a massive wave of migration and capital flooded the region. The city did not grow over centuries. It erupted, changing into a dense tech megacity of over 17 million residents. This relentless pace of development brought immense administrative pressure. Municipal authorities struggled to manage traffic, public safety, and property rights across a rapidly expanding urban grid. In this environment of constant construction and high mobility, traditional governance methods fell short. The city needed a system to maintain order as fast as it was growing. Digital surveillance became the ultimate administrative tool, built directly into the foundation of a new world. At the core of this network is a real-time facial recognition pipeline designed to turn urban observation into immediate consequence. High-definition cameras across the city process video streams using edge AI chips developed by tech firms like Huawei, and SenseTime. These processors analyze facial features on site, extracting a unique biometric template with sub-second latency. This digital signature is instantly transmitted over a private municipal backbone to a central hub, where matching algorithms cross-reference the data against national identity registries, security blacklists, and the social credit ledger. This loop merges physical imagery, identity, and behavior into a single tracking cycle. Under this system, civic conduct is constantly quantified. Good deeds and clean records earn points toward a ceiling of 1,300 points, while infractions result in deductions that carry real-world penalties. The most significant of these is the restriction of basic mobility. Across the country, the integrated credit network has blocked over 17 million flight bookings and 5 million high-speed train tickets for individuals marked as untrustworthy. Through this continuous feedback loop, the city's technical infrastructure moves beyond passive recording, functioning as an active, automated regulator of daily human movement. At the intersection of Jinzhou Road and Lianhua Road, this digital regulation materializes as public theater. In April 2017, traffic authorities launched the electronic police at zebra crossing system using an intelligent identification system developed by local AI firm IntelliFusion. High-definition cameras monitor the crosswalk, instantly identifying pedestrians who step onto the asphalt against a red light. Within seconds, the system projects the violator's face, full name, and national identification number onto a massive LED screen towering over the junction. During its first 10 months of operation at this single crossing, the system captured and exposed 13,930 jaywalkers. Along with public exposure, the offender receives an automated text message carrying a 200 yuan fine, turning a minor infraction into a visible act of civic discipline. For the millions of people moving through these monitored intersections daily, the initial friction of being watched has gradually dissolved into the background of urban existence. What began as a jarring technological imposition is now as unremarkable as the streetlights or the humidity. Walk through any residential compound or neighborhood market, and the prevailing attitude is not one of active anxiety, but of quiet normalization. Many residents report that they simply no longer notice the thousands of lenses overhead. The cameras have become invisible through sheer ubiquity. Instead of viewing constant observation as a threat to personal privacy, a broad segment of the population treats it as a practical trade-off. In a city that grew too fast for traditional policing, pervasive monitoring is widely accepted as the guarantor of daily order. This perspective is grounded in immediate, real-world outcomes. For the local population, the network is directly associated with clean streets, orderly traffic, and a profound sense of physical safety. In their view, the loss of abstract privacy is a reasonable price to pay for a predictable, secure environment where children can play unsupervised and personal property remains secure. Surveillance here is not merely endured, it has become an accepted foundation of civic life. Local state media and police bulletins regularly present the monitoring network as a tool of rapid resolution. In June 2019, the state news agency People's Daily reported that police successfully located 4 children who had been missing for nearly a decade, identifying them through facial recognition software that scanned active city camera feeds. Alongside the tracking of missing persons, authorities frequently publish accounts of immediate criminal apprehension. A 2022 case in Beijing, detailed by the South China Morning Post, involved officers capturing a robbery suspect 22 minutes after a luxury watch heist by tracing his path across high-definition public lenses. These rapid interventions are presented by the state as standard capabilities of the urban network. While independent observers note that such successes are carefully selected by official outlets to build public trust, the message of swift protection remains highly persuasive. For residents, these specific publicized accounts turn an abstract network of lenses into a practical shield, framing the daily presence of cameras as a responsive civic guardian. This same municipal network functions on a parallel plane where public order management transitions into civil liberties control. International human rights organizations document that the infrastructure designed for urban management is also applied to monitor political dissidents and religious minorities. Within this environment, no structural boundaries separate routine public security from targeted political surveillance. Global watchdogs warn that these tracking pipelines allow authorities to map personal relationships, log physical movements, and preemptively suppress peaceful dissent. Because the city's network operates without public oversight or independent legal recourse, its utility remains entirely malleable. The technologies that local media credit with keeping neighborhoods safe are structurally identical to those used for state-level profiling. For individuals marked as untrustworthy by the state, the city's infrastructure does not protect. It acts as an inescapable system of observation, turning daily human movement into a permanent record of state compliance. This system of constant observation does not exist in a vacuum. It is designed, built, and refined within the very city limits it monitors. Walk through the Nanshan district or past the massive Huawei Bantian campus, and you are standing where the global surveillance industry is built. Shenzhen is home to DJI, the world's largest drone manufacturer, and Huawei, a leader in telecommunications and edge AI processing. Here, local engineers write the matching algorithms and assemble the high-definition lenses that keep millions of their neighbors under watch. Yet, these technologies do not stay here. The true irony of Shenzhen is that this intensely monitored urban experiment is also the factory floor for the watching world, exporting the tools of digital oversight to municipal networks across the globe. Shenzhen is no longer an isolated experiment, it is a global blueprint. As this surveillance technology is exported worldwide, the thin line between public safety and absolute control blurs for us all. The question is no longer how they survive, but how we will. Share your thoughts below.